Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I like to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. Try to describe the picture the best I can. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. Um, this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. She won't give me all the details. The details are none of my business. But she should give you just enough so you know what she's referring to. So we're going to talk to Aunt Vi today. She's calling you like honey child. Now that, you might have to stretch outside the box a little bit. We don't, when it comes to names, nicknames, we don't get them exact all the time. Used to. Anyway. Um, oh, honey child, you worry too much. You just worry, worry, worry. Worry your pretty little head. So before we started, a lot of times they ask me to pull a card, and these are my release cards, something you need to let go of. And I shuffle until she tells me to stop. So she picks the card out. She picked out surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you build up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Yeah, sometimes that's a little hard to do, though, isn't it? I know, I know. Whenever you get really stressed out, it's I call it meditation type breathing. You don't have to meditate. It's got nothing to do with that, really. You breathe in through the nose real slow and hold it for a couple seconds and then out through the mouth. And do that 3 or 4 times, real slow, real easy, and it seems to calm and relax the body. And she wants you to know that. Something about knock, 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 knock. So if you've heard some tapping in your house, know that that's her trying to let you know she's there. So when you hear that, and if you haven't heard it, you're going to hear it. And it might be very slight. It may not be like somebody banging on your door or your wall, but it'll probably be very slight. It's usually not when you're in the same room. Sometimes it is, but usually it's like when you go into the other room and then you hear knock, knock, knock in the other room you just left. Whenever you think you get a sign from her, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. Sometimes you need to give them permission to bring you signs and symbols and stuff. Sometimes they won't just automatically step forward. They think they're going to scare you a lot of the times. She says, I do keep a close eye on you. I loved you very much. I've always felt protective of you. And I still want to protect you. And then she paused. She says, you are going to get a judgment. She says, you are going to get it. Sorry. That little beep, it's kind of a validation, a confirmation that, yes, this is true. It's kind of a sign. You are going to get a judgment. She says, but good luck getting blood out of a turnip. You can get all the judgments in the world, but good luck getting it. Now, she's not saying you're not going to get the money. She's just telling you good luck. She says this is not their first rodeo. They've done it before. They know what they're doing. And they're very, I want to say nonchalant, lazy, not in any hurry about moving on. Because they don't have a down payment to go somewhere else. She says they'll have to be forced. You know, this is why I didn't want to, that's why I sold my last house. Somebody says, rent it out. No, thank you. That's a tough road. I know. It has to be. She said you need a hobby. She says you need a hobby and do something besides sit there and worry. She's calling you a little worrywart and she's smiling real big. She's not saying it in a mean way. My little worrywart. She says, say that again. You need to find something to do that does not require sitting in the house. And how do you think you're going to find a man sitting in the house? She wants you to get cleaned up and go out somewhere. Get cleaned up and go do something. Get cleaned up. Like what kind of place? I don't think you have to go to a bar. She's even talking about volunteering someplace. I'm seeing project concern. Now, maybe she doesn't mean exactly project concern. This could be like roundabout thing. But go volunteer somewhere. Go volunteer somewhere once or twice a week. Get out and talk to people. She says, but most of all, you won't find a man or woman, whichever's your preference, if you don't love yourself more than anything else. This kind of sounds egotistical to say it that way, Auntie. You have to love yourself first. You have to love yourself. Nobody can complete you. You have to complete yourself. She wants you to love yourself. And what I was taught when I started doing this work, every time you walk by a mirror or something, look in it, we all of us women, we glance in a mirror and we go by and we go, my butt's getting bigger is what I say. I don't like to look in the mirror. But actually look in the mirror and say, I love you. Talk to yourself. I love you. Several times a day, every day. Do it until you don't cry. I cried when I started it. She says, if nobody else in the world loves you, love yourself. And he's not going to come knocking on the door. You got to go, you got to get out there. You don't want, okay, I know she's getting at. And you don't want to go out there and go, oh, I got to find a man, I got to find a man, I got to find this person. Because, okay, it's like if your dog gets out and you go chase that dog, the dog keeps running, doesn't it? But if you sit down with a milk bone in your hand, here comes the dog once you quit chasing it. So if you don't go out, push, it's energy. It's energy work, basically. Just sit back and go, okay, I'm ready to allow it to come. But it won't come knocking on the door. I don't know if she's saying this just because she's older and they didn't do this stuff back then. She goes, "Oh my God, don't do that online stuff. Oh no, don't pick a man online. Oh, don't do that." Could be, like I said, just because she's older and they didn't believe or didn't even know that stuff. We probably didn't have it back in her day. And she's like frightened for you. She's like, "No, don't do that." And then she's hitting her hand like on a table. She goes, "At least don't bring him to your house. They could be an axe murderer." I like her. She says, "I can only help you so much. I can't stop an axe murderer." These are like her beliefs. If you if you're seriously looking for somebody or want to look for somebody, ask your guides, ask your angels. Tell them that you're ready. Oh, somebody else, a guide or something said, "No, she's not. She needs to love herself first." So this is a lesson on you learning to love yourself. You need to master that lesson. But ask them to help you. They cannot override your free will choice. You have to ask, and then you have to allow for whatever comes forward. And that doesn't mean the next guy that walks in front of you is going to come forward. It's nothing like that. She says it'll come forward in due time. You have to present yourself. And you have to present yourself full of love that will attract them. And this is not ego love. This is not like, "Oh, I love myself," in an egotistical way. This is just, you like yourself, you love yourself, you're good with yourself, you're good with you the way you are. You don't. We can always improve ourselves. I'm not saying that. This is not snotty kind of love myself. She says, "I'm always watching out for you." "I was there when you tripped," and she's talking about you physically tripping. Did you recently trip over something? If not, be careful, because maybe she's talking about you're going to. I don't think she's warning you. She's trying to validate that it's her. She's talking like you have some boxes. She's showing the living room. Doesn't have to be that exact room, but showing in your house, and you need to move them. You need to clear some space. You need to move them to another room or move them somewhere else besides where you're at all the time. You need to move those boxes. And don't worry about what the others are doing. I almost felt like she wanted to say neighbors are doing. I don't know exactly where you live. No, I don't need to. So don't be in a hurry to find someone that you think is going to complete you, because you need to complete you. And she's got a pen and paper out. She goes, "There's your assignment. There's your assignment." And everything is as it's supposed to be. Before we come here, we make out a life plan. Don't ask me how it works. That's just what they've taught me. And We have certain things we're supposed to do while we're here, certain things we're supposed to learn. This is our classroom. Earth is our classroom. We come down here to learn things, our soul, our spirit, for the human experience. She says, everything is as it should be right now. There's always little hiccups. The rest is okay. Nothing's ever perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. And you're as perfect as you need to be, except for self-love. So she's giving you an assignment, something you got to work on. She's very adamant about it. She doesn't want to get off the subject. And it's their show. To me, it's their ball game. They can say or do anything they want to when I do reading within reason. They know what we need to hear better than we do. I love you very much, little girl. You're still my little girl. I thought of you as one of my girls. And I love you. Don't procrastinate. She's kind of going, get a little move on, get a little move on. Go out in the big bad world. She said, even go out and wander around Walmart for a couple hours. But have a pretty smile for everybody. That will attract, just like the dog with the milk bone. And she's going like this. Okay, I'm done. I'm done giving her my lesson. I promise you 1,000% she can hear you, she can see you. They all can. So talk to them all you want to. You don't need me to talk to them. You just need somebody like me so you can hear what they have to say. Like, share, whatever, on my Facebook, whatever, trying to get the algorithm kind of going again. We got a little sluggish there for a while because I kind of was doing other things. But I'm back to work. Much love to you. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Peace out.